over the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. From the prophet Jeremiah. Welcome to the Chasing Ebenezer show. We talk, we play you music, and encourage you to create. This season, we invite you to join us as we create around a central theme each episode. We encourage you to find the path by making. Well, welcome to the Chasing Ebenezer show. It's our last episode of 2024. Here we go. I'm Heidi. This is Benjamin. We are using lapel mics today.
And you sound very, very announcery.
I do
today.
sound very
calm.
announcery. Oh, that's very strange. I don't know. There seems like there's so much space in front of us because we don't have microphones.
I know.
You guys, through Patreon, have helped us with these microphones. I hope that it's a good experience.
Yeah, and if the sound quality is not as good as the other ones, then we'll just switch back next time. You guys can handle it, right? You can handle it. We're good.
I might not handle it.
Well, that's true. That's true, but that's just us.
I might whine.
So we want to say thank you, speaking of patrons, we want to say thank you to our Patreon community who has supported us over the years, whether you're a past, present, or maybe you're a future patron. You can sign up. Pick any dollar amount you want. You get stuff and, yeah, all that fun stuff. But you guys have helped us.
Stuff is the thing.
You guys helped us. You helped us release. We did it. We released our single before the
end of the year.
End of the year. Yeah.
And it's the single for the full album we've been working toward this year after year to release. So. Yay,
super excited. Thank you. We could not have done it without you. We could not have done it without our band, with our guys who just brought everything to this project. I mean, it just really was, it was a wonderful experience recording. It was a wonderful experience learning to mix the full band. This is kind of my first time doing a lot of this on my own. But it's been really, really, really good. And if you are listening to the single and you like it,
Tell us,
share it, post something nice about it, share the link, because we want as many people hearing it as possible, especially with the subject matter. Going into the new year, we need to be a people that listen to one another and learn to love one another, even if we don't necessarily agree with one another. Maybe we need to get better at that too. Spouses and singles alike.
I know, right? I feel like we got in an argument while we were working on getting this out. And I was like,
we did.
Interesting.
We did.
Interesting. Maybe this song is for me as well.
Yeah. So in looking at creativity, what is your creativity teaching you?
Well, it's teaching me to embrace improv, because we did our kids' nativity presentation at church, and most of it was improv for them, and they were hilarious. They came up with jokes and responses and things that I never would have thought of. And it was just so fun to, in the moment, be fun and silly. And so it's really hard sometimes to just let that on-the-spot experience happen. But kids, they rocked it.
It was great. It was so fun. And it was so funny. And I think everybody just kind of felt there was a sense of being at home.
Yeah. So embrace the improv. Yours is
the polar opposite of that. Well, one of the things that, if you're an artist, you know this, that you can kind of fall on one end of the spectrum. There's the perfectionist spectrum, where nothing is ever good enough and your work is never released because you're always tweaking it. And then there is the other side where, you're like, it's good enough, let's put it out.
The good enough gang.
Yeah, and historically, you have been the perfectionist and I have been the good enough. And I've seen us kind of start to swap and intermingle. I guess we're growing. So releasing this single, one of the things that we did once I got it done and mixed, I sent it off to our mastering guy, Dana, who is a patient man and super generous and kind. And I recommend anyone, even if you don't do music, you should just meet Dana. He's awesome. So we got it back and I was like, oh, this sounds really, really good. But you noticed there was some problems with the violin that
too much. There were too much.
The mixer messed up on. And so it was a taste thing. It wasn't right or wrong. But I kind of had to ask myself the question, can I live with this? Or is this going to be all that I hear moving forward? And I listened to it in the car and it was all I could hear. And so I decided to get it remastered, fixed, and he got it back in record time. We still managed to get it out before the end of the year, but I'm very happy with how it sounds now. And so, yeah.
So we're starting to balance each other out,
It's true.
like the other person. So, hey. I don't know why I'm talking with my hands up in the air.
It's because you feel so hands-free now.
Yeah, there's so much space.
There's so
it's
much
like
space.
I could swim in the air where there's no microphones.
So for this month, the prompt was hibernate or hibernation, whatever part of the speech you want to use. That was the prompt. And so that's what we're going to be sharing in this episode. So here we go. What images come to mind when you think of the word hibernate or hibernation?
I think about a cave. I think about winter. I think about underground. There's a lot of a buried type of feeling.
I think about snow. I think about bears going into a cave. But mainly I think about snow. And I was thinking about this, about winter, and how as a kid, experiencing snow was like such a joyous thing. You were going to play with your friends. You were going to maybe get the day off of school. And now as an adult, I just see it as a really annoying interruption.
As I've been thinking about it for the last, month or so, I'm thinking about the caterpillar that goes into that chrysalis, and it's spending a lot of time hidden away. It can appear that there's nothing happening, but when it eventually emerges after that time that's hidden away, then we see the result of life that has happened behind those closed doors. I think it can be that way for us as people. We can retreat in a healthy way. It's not that we're running away or we're trying to escape. When we go into that hibernation mode, where we create and we experience life tucked away, that can be a really healthy ebb and flow.
It seems that creation has a rhythm of hibernation. And it seems that mankind is the one that's constantly trying to thwart that rhythm. We're trying to find more ways to be productive. We try to find more ways to get more done, to have as much stuff out, because we measure our worth by what we produce. But I'm finding that the more we try to do that, the less life we tend to have. We end up running out of steam. We end up burning out. What would you say is the difference between running away and hibernating?
Running away seems to often be motivated from shame, from fear, from a lack of love for others or for self. But hibernating, there is deep love that can happen in quiet. And whether it's love with oneself or for others, maybe you're preparing something that you eventually want to share. It might be time with you and God in order for you to grow. Hibernation, the purpose is for the future. It's thinking ahead, it's planning ahead so that you can, after that rest and that quiet, come out then on the other side rejuvenated. It's a form of allowing resurrection to happen. You know, seeds go into the ground, they die,
Right.
There's a death that has to happen, but then when they come back up after that time in darkness, there's this new life, there's this birth. Just kind of modeling what we've been talking about, that it has that winter sense. And the thing that I was thinking about a lot, though, is that behind this door, there's still life and warmth happening under the snow and preparing to be released. So I'd love to see anything you might want to paint that would show this idea of hibernation.
Verdant tomb. Quiet. It's so quiet. So quiet that it's as if I'm standing on the grounds of an ancient cemetery. My buried seed has been underground, hidden in darkness for so long that I struggle to believe. And yet I can't shake the feeling that if I wait a little bit longer, if my faith can gently linger, I might witness the fruit of fragile hope. Is there life in the unseen realm of waiting and resting and dreaming? There must be growth behind the sealed doors of winter. New life will emerge when the warm sunlight of spring signals the song of resurrection.
Burning bushes found, touch and taste and sound. There is no place love is not. In fire, burning rain, earth and sky and pain, there is no place love is not. There is no place, no place from the grave beyond to the deep within. Hear those galaxies call to the cells in our skin. There is no place. And still or static noise, the voice not consumed, in the wars that will not cease, the sanity in the room, there is no place. When chaos is inflamed, it's the order that remains. Control tries to cage, it's the wild that won't be tamed. There is no place, no place from the grave beyond to the deep within. Hear those galaxies call to the cells in our skin. There is no place, no place. And the fig leaves that we sow to cover up our skin, and the self that we create to hide the wounded child within, and the crosses that we make to the graves that we sow. There is no place your love will not grow. There is no place, no place from the grave beyond to the deep within. Hear those galaxies call to the cells in our skin. There is no place, no place love is not.
Well, that's the show.
That's the show.
That's what we got. That's what we made.
So if you've made something based on that word, invite you to share it with us. We want to see what you're making. It brings us joy to see other people creating and, not just looking at our stuff all the time.
So here's some prompts. If you haven't made anything yet, we want you to do that.
Okay, so the first prompt is going to be, I want to give you time to think.
My brain is hibernating. It's slowly emerging.
So the first thing is take a nap.
Oh, okay.
That's the first prompt. Take a nap. There's always principles on how to take a nap. I never abide by them. I put my phone on do not disturb, or I turn it off, because there is nothing more like cortisol inducing for me than my phone ringing, even like beeping during a nap. So take a nap. Maybe you hate taking naps. If you hate it, take a nap.
Lie down just for a rest.
Yeah, and pay attention to what, how that makes your body feel, whether it was beneficial for you, whether you found it restorative, and you can journal about your experience. Study an animal that hibernates.
Yeah, maybe pick an animal that's known for hibernation. Do a little research, maybe watch a nature documentary on that animal, create an art piece based on that animal. I think that would be really fun.
I think that's really, really good.
For journaling, as always, you can use our journaling worksheets, and I think a great distinction is what is the difference between running away and hiding and isolating versus hibernation, that idea of you're withdrawing in order to recharge for the future. You're not just running away. But I want you to answer the question for yourself, though. Yeah. Maybe you might have a different answer of what those mean or how those you experience those.
Yeah, the other prompt, which is a journaling prompt, is I want you to, if you can, if your schedule allows, take a extended period of time off. Okay, whether that's just taking a whole day, maybe you can't do a whole day, maybe it's a few hours, but take a time where you literally are doing nothing. Okay, and pay attention, you have your journal open, because I know when I sit and do nothing, sometimes I think about all the things I should be doing.
Yes.
And then I get anxious, and then, so journal those things, kind of notice what shows up, and then pay attention to when it switches. Because for me, when it switches, I find myself having joy, having hope, and having motivation to try new things. That's how I know I'm resting and it's being restorative. Yeah. Anything else? You good?
I think that I'm good for right now. If you have a good hibernation art prompt, post it in the comments for us.
Love it. So for January
2025. New year.
The word is going to be treasure. And that can be a noun, it can be a verb, whatever.
I'm thinking about pirate booty. One of my favorite type of snacks. I like the Trader Joe's kind. They're called corn puffs.
Yeah,
they lack the booty / treasure word in it.
Yeah, fair.
That's where my brain went. So hopefully I'll have some more creative thoughts.
I'm thinking of Captain Crunch right now for some reason. I don't know why.
Apparently all we're thinking about with treasure is snack food.
Anyway, that's our show. Happy creating. We love you, and we will see you next month.